I'm Seth.
Seth is an experienced machinist, a Fusion user since 2014, and loves helping people use Fusion for manufacturing.
There was a question about a toolpath tool report. And the question was, simply, does Fusion have this? Tool, estimated runtime, speeds and feeds. If so, what's it called, and is it easily modified? In the industry, we call these setup sheets. Setup sheets would contain information such as the tool being used, estimated runtime, some data in regards to feed rate or cutting speed. Typically, it would be accompanied by images and other indications that give the machinist the information that they need to properly set up a tool. Inside of Fusion, we do have several options. So I'm going to show one by one what those options are. All right, so the first method of creating a setup sheet is the one we've also most recently added to the software, and that's via the mechanism called NC programs. To create an NC program, right-click on the setup of your choice and go to Create NC Program. In here, we define what machine is being used, which we've also included in the setup itself, what post-processor, what name and number we want to give the program name, program number, and any other options that we have there. Don't hit the post button. We want to hit the OK button just to create said NC program. And so now I'm going to quickly rename this to OP1. Right-click on the NC program and hit Setup Sheet. When you click the Setup Sheet, it's going to do a little bit of calculations, run through everything here, and then it pops up a Publish Setup Sheet. And we just say OP1. And it's going to save to where your file is located. The Save button does a little bit more thinking, and then we have this. And this will show us what we're doing, what's the name of the part, how many operations, what's our maximum feed rate, and then we have all of our tools. We can go down the list and we can see what tool number 1 is, how many flutes. We can go down all the way down the list, and this shows everything that's involved. Now, if this is too much information for you, we can go to Tools Only, we can go to Compact, we can go to Images Only, Tool List Images Only, so on and so forth. So we do have a little bit of flexibility here, and this is something that can be printed out. The beautiful thing about this setup sheet is that it is stored in the document. So your setup sheet always lives here. So if you're programming for someone that's remote, then you can do a good data transfer. All right, so that's the newest one. Let's look at a little bit more of the legacy options we have. We have this one here. It's called Setup Sheet. What that does is it saves something to your hard drive, and it publishes an HTML setup sheet that will open up in a web browser. And it's very similar in style and layout to what you just saw with the NC program-based one. A little bit more color. The next option, because why not just have 3, is through the post-process dialog. So it's going to detect that I've got a setup that's got a machine assigned with a post-processor. I'm actually going to disable that, and I am going to select a post from the library. So if we come down to the Fusion library, we type in, we are now given 3 options here. The HTML one, which you've already seen, the Excel, or the Excel 2007. I'm going to click on one of these, and I'm going to hit Select. It's going to ask me where do I want to store it, and I'm going to store it to my form post files. You can see that I've got 2 here. This is the most recent one that I've added. I'm going to select that. It's going to ask where do I want to store the final setup sheet, and it's going to create an Excel-based setup sheet. So what we end up with is the very exciting and thrilling Excel-based setup sheets. This includes all of the data that you need to effectively convey the information. The nice thing about the HTML or the Excel-based setup sheets is that behind the scenes, they're running on a post processor. And so much like the post processors that we have for our machines for producing G code, these post processors can be edited. So if you want more information being populated to your Excel or less, or to the HTML as well, you can edit those. So let me open up the web browser, and here's our post library for Autodesk Fusion. I've already searched to setup sheet, and we can see that we have an HTML, an XLS, an XLSX, operation sheet, a tool sheet, comma separated value, or an operation sheet. All of these can be edited to give you the format you want. So just like your post processors, so can you edit these. That's effectively it.